Good morning, good morning, good morning. Once again, I ask you, what have you released over the night? What will you mourn today so that you can move towards your greatness and great day? This is Brother Al Tim coming with you with Give Yourself Permission. And we finally made it to session 13. And on session 13, we're going to cover the last of the Millennium 7, the new Millennium 7. And it's trust. The word is trust. And when you trust in something, you believe, you have faith in. And of course, if you've been following the logic of the show, if you've been following the thought lines that I've been laying out for you, you understand that first, I'm not going to tell you to have trust in somebody outside yourself or something outside yourself. I'm going to tell you that the most important trust is to have trust for yourself, trust within yourself, trust. You must trust yourself. We all have been given a purpose. We all, in some form or fashion, have a vision. The vision may have been clouded by the madness of life, but it's there. And we got to dig down, we got to find it. But once we find this purpose and once we get this vision, we have to have trust in ourselves to carry it through. We have to have trust. We have to have faith. We have to have belief in who we are. We have to have trust in what the Creator or whatever you believe in has put in you. There's been a lot of investment in you. In one of my talks, I talk about I am the conspiracy, and the piece that I need you to understand is that you are the conspiracy of millions of people and a higher power. They all schemed just for you to be here this moment. So you have to have trust in your destiny. You have to have trust in yourself. You have to have trust in your abilities. And you have to develop that trust. And how do you develop that trust in your abilities, in your skills? You practice. You practice. Everybody don't have to see you practice, but you have to get out there and you have to practice. You have to practice using your skill. You have to practice. You got to practice that skill. You got to put it to work so that you can develop the trust in it. Trust is something that we just can't necessarily just sit down and give somebody. We have to, in a sense, measure a tree by the fruit that it bears. Now, that's why when I talk about trust now, we're going to move it a little bit outside of ourselves. We have trust in ourselves. We have trust in our teachers, our ancestors, our Creator. We have trust in those things. Now, when I say teacher, I'm not just necessarily talking about those teachers that you sit up in school with at the board. You trust those individuals who have invested some of their life energy into you. Your teachers. A teacher invests life energy into you. A teacher helps you find your answer. A teacher does not give you your answers. So you have to, when you find a teacher, you have to have that trust in that teacher. If the teacher is giving you answers, then you might need to run. The teacher needs to give you things to think about so that you can find an answer for yourself. So find someone that you can trust to help move you to where you want to go. A coach, a teacher, call them what you want. Now, this is the last piece of trust. We have to be wise enough to, going back to what I said earlier, learn to judge a tree by its fruit. So now when we start building our circle around us, because all of you, as we move towards this successful year, we're going to start building teams. So we're going to have to start having people around us. Trust what you see and what people do as you start selecting people for your team. Don't trust in necessarily just your feelings about them. Trust in what they do and trust in what you see them produce. We don't want you just going out here and blindly just throwing your trust around, because what's going to happen is then you going to stay stuck. See, because a lot of times we start putting trust in the wrong things because our five parts of us are out of line. And because they're out of line, we don't know really where to put the trust. So let's start with first trusting ourselves, then developing more trust within ourselves by perfecting our skill, by learning to use our skills. And then from there, we can move outward, finding a coach, finding a teacher to help push it towards the next level. We got trust in our ancestors. We got trust in our Creator. And last but not least, as we start building our team, we start learning to trust what we see in people as far as what they produce. We want to judge the tree by its fruit. And as they say, a good tree produces good fruit. A bad tree produces bad fruit. And a good tree does not produce bad fruit, and a bad tree does not produce good fruit. So we need to understand that and start using that and start applying and start giving our trust to those people who are going to be able to carry through on what we start out as working on, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's a business relationship, or whatever. This is Brother Hatim. I want to pray that your day is as beautiful as you are, and you have a marvelous, magnificent, and glorious, great day. Give yourself permission to trust yourself. Give yourself permission to trust. This is Brother Hatim. With that, I say peace.